The ritual site is up ahead.
Hey everybody, Josh here, and excuse my voice if I sound tired. It is late when I'm recording this audio, but I wanted to get my thoughts down as they are incredibly fresh. I know that I did a video last week called Is Destiny Any Better? Which I'll link to in the description. You can watch that. But in it I talked about how I would probably never do the raid and how I didn't have time. Well, I actually after that took it upon myself to gear up and do the raid, and I did it. I did Vault of Glass, and I did it with a Warlock who was level 28, and you know what? It was cool. It was pretty cool. It was really hard. I don't know why you are able to unlock that raid at level 24. You should not be doing it when you are level 24. In fact, it was hard enough for me to do it at level 28. I can't imagine when it was a bunch of level 26s in there doing it. Jesus. And I mean, I was rolling with people who were all like level 30, 32 with max gear, and we were on normal, and we had trouble at a few parts. Now, to be fair, apparently some of the people we were playing with were not good, and then they would drop, and they were doing all these weird tactics, and then we were stuck on the Templar boss for like, man, like for maybe 30, 40 minutes because we had to keep replacing people. We had to keep going to, and this is one of the things I really dislike, and I wish Destiny would just give us matchmaking in the raids, like seriously. Because then you have to go to like destinylfg.net or .com or whatever, and you have to search for people, and sometimes people don't respond, and then the people who do respond are terrible, and then you get rid of them, and then eventually we got these two guys, and they came in, and I mean it was fine, and then we beat the Templar, which is the first big boss. We're like, great, we're halfway through the raid, you know. We're like, awesome, and meanwhile after beating that boss, I had played for about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 30, hour and a half, and I was halfway through the raid, which is a long time to sink into something, I gotta say. It was a lot. It was a lot of work. But, yeah, and then we kept going, and I think there were about 3 or 4 of us who were there the whole time. We stuck through it, and then everybody else was pretty much cycled out as we went. The two guys that helped us beat Templar, eventually when we got to Athian, I can't remember his name, the last boss, basically. They just were talking about a bunch of really stupid shit, and we couldn't win because we couldn't hear what people were saying. We couldn't hear if we were on Venus or Mars, and if you played the raid, you know what I mean. And then one of our guys decided to say, hey, could you, like, stop talking about things? And then they proceeded to yell at us. So then we had to spend another 30, 40 minutes trying to find 2 new people who knew what they were doing. So I feel like half the time I was raiding, I was just looking for people to raid with, which is not fun. So that's probably the biggest, like, thing that stood out to me. It's so much work. It actually felt more like a chore than something fun. I mean, granted, when the team was working and we were all coordinating and you're defending the spires and you're getting the like the weird poison things like cured off you from the relics and stuff. That was all really cool stuff. It's all stuff you don't really see in the game that often. It's very MMO raid mechanic stuff, very, team-oriented problem solving, which is all stuff that I really like because I play a lot of Dota and stuff, and I always feel like that's kind of the case. And I also play a lot of WoW, which when you raid, there is a lot of that as well. So I could definitely see some parallels there, but yeah, like, it just sucks because half the time. By the way, I should mention it took me 3 hours total to beat Vault of Glass. 3 whole hours. To be fair, I got new gloves, I got a ton of shards, and I got a legendary ship, which is kind of cool. So I went from level 28 to, well, I actually didn't level up after Vault of Glass. I then had to go play a bunch of PvP, so I get enough marks to get a helmet, and then I leveled up. But I played today for 6 hours, and I went from 28 to 29. And that's kind of just indicative of where Destiny's at, and it's just tough and exhausting, you know. But anyway, the raid. Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I love that that this content exists. I love that hardcore players have something to really cling to that's really really difficult, really rewarding because it's so difficult. You know, you try to beat, you know, that boss like 3, 4, 10 times, and you're just stuck, and you keep saying, well, what if we did this? What if we did this? What if we didn't go all the way in? What if we just all go in? What if one person hangs back and snipes? And then you figure out how it kind of works and how everybody's team comps work, and you put people at different levels at different spots and stuff, and it all works, you know, you get it to work out. You definitely have to communicate, though. I cannot stress it enough. You can't just, it's not like strikes where like you can run in with a couple other level 30s and do a strike in 5-10 minutes because it's a strike. You just need to shoot things. This is very like, oh, these things are coming down the left lane. Oh, I need you to purge this off me. Oh, this is happening. That's happening. I'm gonna take the shield. I'm gonna take the shield off the boss now. So everybody get ready to fire at him. You know, it gets. Yeah, it gets crazy, but I did enjoy doing it, I should say. Other than all of the bullshit that I had to deal with. People coming in and just being disruptive, and people not sticking to the game plan. Also, when I was I should mention this. We were on the last boss fight, and I was looking for someone to add. I added somebody. Apparently this kid, I just added him because he was like, oh, I'm a level 32 Titan, I have max weapons. I said, good enough for me. So I added him, and then I just hear this whispering, just this like, is this normal? I kid you not. This kid was whispering, and we asked him a couple times, why are you whispering? What's wrong with you? Why are you whispering? And he'd be like, is this normal? Is this normal difficulty? And we just didn't, we're like, why are you doing this? And then he just quit. It was creepy. It was like we were playing with a ghost for like 5 minutes. But anyway. Yeah, the Vault of Glass, that was my first raiding experience in Destiny. I still don't know if I want to do... I really don't know if I want to do, if I want to get the Crota expansion. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I really just don't... It's weird. I don't even know why I'm playing Destiny right now. The last 2 weeks I've been playing it almost religiously, and I don't know why. Because I'm not really even having an incredible amount of fun. Which is weird. Because then I think about it and I'm like, then what the hell am I doing? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I have Stockholm Syndrome with this game. Anyway, what do you guys think about Destiny's raids? Actually, is anyone out there really mad about the fact that the next expansion is not going to have a raid? Do you think they're going to include a raid later for free sometime in the summer? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Are you not so mad about there not being a raid in the new expansion? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, bye guys.